Have you ever felt hopeless, even helpless? Well, that's how I felt after the 2016 presidential election. So I made art, and I wondered if others were feeling this way. I wondered if others were making art. I wondered if there was any interest in putting a show together. I expected a few to respond, but many weighed in.
I saw Shannon's post on Facebook, and I decided to jump right in and join the effort. Shannon and I bounced around a lot of ideas for venues, and in the end, I reached out to Brian Dolliner at the Independent Media Center in Urbana.
Brian Dolliner, Robert King, and all the good folks at the IMC all came together in such a welcoming way. The huge open space, the stage, the sound system, the places for folks to sit and relax with new friends and old friends. The show's message of social justice matched IMC's mission statement and made IMC the perfect venue for Resist.
We wanted to do more than just put on a show. Shannon and I both believe that change begins on a local level, and we wanted to support local organizations that worked with populations that we believed would be even more marginalized under this administration. So we went to the leaders of these organizations to see if they would like to be connected with Resist.
In our first year, we wanted to give artists as much voice and choice as possible in regards to what percentage they donated to which local causes.
But that turned out to be the math problem from hell.
So in our second year, with 5 causes, we asked for 50%, 10% to each cause, and then the artists could keep 50% for themselves.
We asked for artists to donate at least 50%, and all did this willingly. Some donated even more, and over the course of 2 years, collectively, the artists donated over $7,000 to the Resist show causes. We're extremely grateful to the community of artists for their generosity to the local causes.
We are grateful to the artists for helping to build a beautiful community around the arts. Established artists spent time with emerging artists. Some artists had never shown before, but were compelled to because of these trying times. Many people found a voice and a safe place for their art.
An artist who saw our Facebook event suggested we also include music.
And my husband happens to play in a band.
So that first year we had 3 bands volunteer to play, and the second year the number was up to 4 bands. We are so grateful to the generous contributions from all the musicians. Their contribution really helped to draw in the community and gave people a reason to hang around, buy some art.
The live music elevated the event to a whole other level. We also could not have done the event without the help of the incredible DJ BJ at the IMC. He ran the sound all day on both years for free. We could not be more grateful to all the musicians and the sound man who donated their time and talent to the cause.
One thing we really want to emphasize is that Resist was very much a community effort. After we announced the original Facebook event, artists came to us saying they wanted to be part of the day. We could have never done this on our own. We are 2 women with no money and even less time. It was only possible because of the caring community of CU made it possible.
And what we appreciate is the eclectic group of artists that stepped forward. Artists contributed pottery, sculpture, paintings, wearable art, poetry, videography, photography, mobiles, and beautiful cookies that were themselves works of art.
We're also very grateful to the local maker community. Resist included jewelry, prints, woven art, repurposed items, knitted works, lamps, pillows, t-shirts, onesies, and the community even came together to create a zine about anti-gun violence.
Some art had a very clear message of resistance, and that was beautiful. But other artists asked if their work needed to be political. We want people to know that everyone is welcome and every theme of art is welcome. This show is inclusive. We're not about exclusion in any way.
Not everyone is comfortable making art that's overtly political, but the act of donating 50% of sales of your art is in and of itself an act of resistance. Many artists chose to focus on the beauty of life that is still all around us, and doing that is what gets them through these trying times.
We were also super excited to see all the families at the events. People who helped make it fun included henna artists, face painters, all the incredible bakers who donated sweet treats, adults who led kid activities, and the wonderful folks at LOSC who donated some amazing ice cream.
When we decided to come back for a second year, we really wanted to strive to include more voices of artists of color and more voices of those in the LGBTQ community. So we reached out to friends, who reached out to friends, who reached out to friends, and gradually, Resist began to be more intersectional. When Shannon and I used to talk about the first show, we always said if we had 10 artists and those 10 artists brought 10 friends, and we all came together as a community in a positive way around the theme of Resist for just one day,
We would feel happy, we would feel hopeful, and we would feel less helpless. But a community that we didn't even know existed came together and created this beautiful event that is ever-changing and evolving.
artists, musicians, makers, bakers, volunteers,
And generous folks from CU who stopped in to buy something to both help the organizations and support the community.
throughout history, artists have responded to turbulent times with creative expression. And Lord knows we're going through some turbulent times right now.
But art is transformative. It brings community together. And when we come together as a community, anything is possible. And while we really wish that there wouldn't be a reason for a third Resist,
We all know that ain't gonna happen.
so we'll be back on March 2nd, 2019 at the Independent Media Center, and we hope that you'll join us.
As an artist, a musician,
A maker, a baker, a volunteer.
or a lovely member of this community that we all call home.
Come join us as we all come together to resist.